I'd like to dedicate this talk to my friend Dan Fredenberg. Does anyone know Dan Fredenberg? Does that name sound familiar to folks? He was the Google executive that passed in Everest last year. It was a year ago this week. Dan was bringing Google mapping equipment all the way up to the top of Everest. He was street viewing from base camp to the summit. And the earthquake hit, and Dan was unfortunately not able to make it back down. So today's talk is dedicated to him. Dan and I actually pitched Haas administration in 2012. Maybe a couple people in the room were part of that conversation. Dan was an executive MBA candidate in 2012. He was in the program for a while. And we talked about what the future of education should look like. What are some content classes that could really disrupt the status quo, question the status quo with the executive track? Those slides are publicly available. Please reach out to me if you guys want to see what our thoughts were. I love Berkeley. I love Haas. I'm such a proud alum. I graduated in 2005. I spent the last 6 years in New York City. So I bring a lot of the Bay Area, Berkeley feel to the city of Manhattan. Thank you guys for coming today. What a beautiful crowd it is. So glad to be here. You know, at LiquidTalent, we believe that brilliance is evenly distributed, but opportunity is not. We work really hard to think about the future of work in a way that's not justified by what school you went to, who your family is, but more about what you can do. What skills do you have? What can you actually accomplish? And that's something I think is really important for the future of work. I think about the future of work a lot. We host future of work summits in New York, in the Bronx, in Brooklyn, in Manhattan. We really care about this topic around opportunity and brilliance. So what we've done is we built a web app and a mobile app to connect opportunity and talent faster than ever before, right? 75% of the nation's wealth is in human capital. And the sharing economy and models that think about excess inventory and excess capacity really hasn't touched human capital in the way that maybe transportation has or lodging has. It's a pretty profound shift that we're going through. Right, this is, I think, the biggest thing since sliced bread, if I may say. The way that we think about human capital and really unlock it, right? What Airbnb did to my apartment, right? We made it profitable, made it actualized, made it accessible in a whole new way. We're trying to do that with professionals. Starting with engineers and designers, because they're in really big demand. All companies need really good technical and creative talent, but we're not going to stop there. We're going to move into marketing talent, into sales talent, to policy and communications talent. This is really driven by two major things. One, I spent 8 years at Google, and I saw what people operations at Google really meant. Right? The way that they unlock talent and put talent to work is a pretty special thing. The second thing is both my parents were HR executives. And growing up, I really thought a lot about human resources and organizational behavior. Holly Schroff's class here in organizational behavior was a big determinant in the way that I approached my career and how I spend my time. Here's the cold reality. 3 billion people around the planet are underworked or out of work. We only have 7.1 billion people, guys. 3 billion classify themselves as underworked or out of work. If we look at America's population, 66% of the workforce is disengaged. I mean, how much does that suck? Coming into work every day and feeling disengaged? 13% feel engaged, feel completed at work, feel really excited about coming in every day. So that 13% number, we're trying to push up, right? We're trying to get it to a place where many of us feel really complete at work. And how do we do that? How are things shifting? Well, first, 34% of the workforce today is independent. 34% think of themselves as freelancers, free agents, solopreneurs. This is not the Monday through Friday 9 to 5 world anymore that we were used to. 40% of today's workforce is millennial, right? So by 2020, we're going to have a workforce of 50% independent and 50% millennial. When I think about the future of work, I think a lot about this kind of synergistic feel of purpose and profit, right? At Google, I invested in a lot of social entrepreneurs and nonprofits. B Corps are coming up, people that want to have it all. They want to do well, right, and they want to do good. And I think that's really what the future of work is going to look like. I think it's really kind of climbing that Maslow hierarchy of needs and tapping into a different way that we assemble ourselves as a collective labor pool. This is our product. Yeah, it looks good, thank you. This is our web app right here. That's our mobile app. Check it out. Please download it. It's on the iOS store, LiquidTalent. You can check it out on liquidtalent.com. I have really good news for the investors in the room. We're raising capital. If you want to be a part of a Berkeley alumni startup in New York City, please contact me. It's alex@liquidtalent.com. And I want to close with this quote from Laszlo Bock, who is Google's head of people operations. And he would say this throughout his communications and talks to the company. May you do what you love. And I really hope that you feel that way, that you're able to go in every day to work, wherever you work and whatever you do, and that you can just really love it. And the person who really exemplified that more than anybody I've ever met, and probably will ever meet, is Dan. Dan was a Google X engineer. I referred him to Google in 2007. And he led a career that was totally integrated with his personal and professional life. He was doing what he loved when he was up in Everest. And I'd just like to close with a short little video about Dan. Thank you guys so much.
Dance party on top of Kilimanjaro!
And there he is, folks.
Every step along the way, look around, take it all in, love life,